Okay, so I thought I'd show how to get KDE Plasma onto the Raspberry Pi 5. It's my operating system of choice on the Raspberry Pi 5, and it's based on Raspberry Pi OS 64-bit, so it's the most stable, most up-to-date version. So I've already written it to a little micro SD card which is on here, currently running the operating system from an M.2 drive. And if I go into Imager, you can see that the file has been written. So let's close this down and boot Raspberry Pi OS from this 16 gig micro SD card for the first time. Press the button to start. So I'll go through the normal setup. So obviously I'm picking United Kingdom because that's where I am. So for the username and the password, I'm just going to do it as KDE if it lets me. I'm not going to connect to my Wi-Fi, I'm using a wired connection because I'm going to share this image. So if you want to try out KDE without having to go through all the setup, you can. I did it before with previous Raspberry Pi 4 versions. I'm going to choose Firefox as the preferred browser just because that one's the one that's supposed to get better performance over time, but both are going to be installed, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to update the software so it's the very latest. Okay, so that's all up to date, so let's hit OK and restart. So straight away, let's get KDE Plasma installed. So open a terminal with Ctrl-Alt-T and type in sudo apt install KDE-Plasma-Desktop and hit yes. And this will start to install the new desktop environment. So now we need to pick the display manager, so press OK. And I've gone for Sddm because that's what I was using previously on a Pi 4. It worked really well for me. And you can see that it looks very different, and you can see on here I can pick what session I want. So let's go for Plasma Wayland and log in, so we're putting KDE in here and we get a different loading screen which is customizable, and obviously you can see it's changed the background and everything else. The taskbar has moved to the bottom from the top. If I press the Windows key we get this nice clean environment, but very logical, very easy to find things, and also you can just start typing, say something like Imager, and it comes up. So you could leave it like that. It's definitely very functional, but it's super customizable with KDE Plasma. If I go down to the right hand side, we can see that we've got audio, Bluetooth. I really like the way it handles USB and shows all the drives and allows you to mount them and so on. This is my network, just really logical. So if I press the Windows key and start typing theme, you can see we get global theme come up. Now, I've been experimenting with this a bit, so you saw a different theme I was using, which was Windsor Dark, but I didn't like the transparency. So on this menu, I actually like the fact that this is much darker, but I do want to change the overall look of things. So if we go to get new global themes, and if you start typing in Windsor, so I was using Windsor Dark, which I really like, but I just couldn't stop it from being too transparent. So what I think I'm going to do is rather than change this, well let's change it to Breeze Dark and just see yeah, it's not very transparent, and I prefer that. It just shows up better. But I am going to change the icons, and the icons that I had were called 11. They're Windows 11 icons, but I think they look really nice. So get new icons and type in 11. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think these are pretty cool. So install, and now if we close that down and go to 11, and let's just see, if you hover over them it will show you what they're like. So that's 11 dark, 11 light. They all look pretty much the same to me. I'm going to go with 11 dark because I think that's what I had before, and hit apply. And you can see these have started to change. So the store looks like that, the folder icon. We haven't got something for this one, and that's the Dolphin File Manager, but I actually changed to PC Man File Manager because I prefer it, so I'm going to delete that one. It will still stay on there, you can still use both of them, but if I press the Windows key, start typing PC, File Manager PC Man, and then I can right click on that and I can pin that to Task Manager. And let's just close that down. And again, unpin from Task Manager. I don't know why that I didn't do before. Now, if we want to change the start icon, just right click it and configure application launcher. Click on the icon and it will give you a load of different icons you can choose from. And we can go full screen as there's so many of them. I think I'm going to go with this one. So apply and OK. Let's just check that the Windows key is still working. Yeah, it still works. In older versions that stopped working when you changed that icon. So this is our launcher. We've got settings here. We've got the Discover store here, which is a much nicer store than the standard one that comes in Raspberry Pi OS. And we've also got, well, now I've changed it that it will use PC Man. So if I drag that to the right hand side, this is my file manager. And I have super quick access to my network drive. So you can see that comes up straight away. It's the one that Raspberry Pi OS uses and also gives you a very easy option to open in terminal, which I really like. And if we grab the Discover store and drag it over to the left, you can see that it goes full size. So I like the window snapping that happens with KDE. The Discover store as well, you can see it's just super easy to understand. So things like games and accessories and so on, it's just super easy. And even if you click on something, it will actually tell you about that program. So you've got ratings, screenshots, all sorts of information, just like you would have on a modern day smartphone. And you can just hit install to install that. In fact, let's use it to install pSensor. We can do this from the terminal, but let's do it within this. So we've got to go to all applications, and there you go, pSensor is there. Hit install, pop your password in, which is KDE in lowercase. Okay, so that's installed. I want to install as well gparted. I don't think it's already installed. So gparted partition editor. We may need this later on. If you're downloading this image, it might need to be expanded, but we'll see what happens because I'll test that in this video. So that's all in there. Let's just close all of this down. So plasma style, I'm okay with that for this stage. Colors is okay for me. I prefer this, so plastic for expanding a window. I just think it's more logical for me. So let's hit apply on that, and you can see that's changed. Probably okay with the fonts for now. I might change that later in another video. We've done icons already. Splash screen. So this is when it boots up, and if we hit get new, now the one I used before was lightning, and I really liked it, so I think I'm going to go for that again. I guess it is this one. That definitely looks like the right one. Yeah, so let's hit install on that. Let's close that and we'll pick it. I think it's already picked. Apply. And you do get the startup screen. Where's that? Start up and shut down maybe? Yeah, so these are like login screens. So let's get new themes. Quite like the look of that gradient. And I quite like that as a background. So again, KDE is the password. So that's called Gradient Sddm. And let's go to the wallpaper and see if it's installed any wallpapers. Okay, nothing there yet. You can obviously use any wallpaper. You can download anything off Google. And what was it like? Gradient. Let's go with that. And install without logo, with logo. I think I'm going to go without the logo. Right, it should be in here now. But it's not. So let's close that and let's try that again. So configure desktop and wallpaper. There you go. Yeah, I'll go with that one for now. So press the Windows key and you can see the menu. We've got a bit of transparency but not too much. We now have gparted installed, and let's launch that. And we also have pSensor installed, so let's launch that. The reason I really like pSensor is it remembers the maximum temperature, so it gives you the temperature of various different things that are there, but it also remembers how hot it got, and I think that's quite handy for testing. And you can see currently this is my 16 gig. It's just a basic SD card I'm running this from, and as you can see it's pretty snappy. I'm trying not to cut anything out of this, apart from if I pause for a long time. I think I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to do too much, because I think the idea is that I'm going to make this available so you can just download this and start using this as an operating system. But in further videos I'll start installing more things that I want to use with it. Maybe a basic game, just various things that I would always want in my operating system. But I think for this video, it's all about keeping it to the bare minimum. And I think that's looking great. So let's shut that down. And let's start it up and just see how it starts up. I've got some weird graphical error here. I'm not sure what that's about, but let's carry on. And the lightning is back, although it didn't last for very long. I guess that's because the Pi 5 is so much quicker. Okay, so let's shut that down again because I'm going to back this up. So now I've booted back up from this M.2 drive, and I'm going to put the SD card, this 16 gig SD card, in the SD card slot on the Pi 5 because I want to back it up. So let's log in, press the Windows key and type in PiSafe, and you can see PiSafe comes up here. And this is brilliant. This is installed with PiApps, which I will eventually be putting in my KDE Plasma builds in future videos. I just wanted to keep it super basic for now. So backup media to an image file. So that is my 16 gig card. And I'm going to call it KDE 1-Pi 5 and hit OK and yes, and come back when that's all done. So that's all backed up with PiSafe. You can see it's in my downloads folder, so let's have a look in here and downloads, and it's here, KDE 1-Pi 5. So before I upload that, let's try writing that as an image. So let's start up Raspberry Pi Imager, choose OS, and we need to go to Use Custom, KDE 1, choose Storage. Well, I don't want to write it to that card at the moment because I'm going to keep that as a main one, so I'll unplug that. And let's plug in an SSD drive. I've got this 32 gig one. So let's plug in a USB SATA cable and into here, and that will show up on here. So I can close these down and you can see it's this drive and hit write and yes. Okay, so that's all finished, so let's hit continue and just close all this down and boot up again with just this SSD connected, no SD card or anything else. So let's press start. Okay, so I have got it to work on the backup, but only from an SD card. For some reason I'm struggling with this SSD drive and also this SSD drive, which normally work absolutely fine on my Pi 4. I've used this SATA cable and also this SATA cable, and I keep getting the same results. So this one doesn't boot into an operating system. This actually boots into Raspberry Pi OS, but says it has a network error. But this one is fine. So if I press enter just to log into that on a different SD card, a 32 gig SD card, you can see the lightning starts and then it goes into the OS. And try the exact same image on my Raspberry Pi 4. So I've just transferred all the cables over, the drive is plugged into my USB hub. So let's see what happens. Okay, my blue lights come on and you can hear rain in the background. It's not my fan. So at this point it would go past this and then come up with a network error on the Pi 5. Oh, it's still doing the same. So we've got some weird network manager thing through USB. This is exactly the same backed up image on this Kingston drive as I've got on this SD card, but it's not working. That's really weird. Right, let's try and boot from the SD card. So let's pop that in there and switch it on. I can unplug this drive because it will use the SD card. And the SD card image seems to be booting fine. Are we going to get the same? Yeah, the network thing didn't happen at all. And if I type in KDE, so this image works on the Pi 4 and the Pi 5. The lightning goes on definitely for longer on the Pi 4, really showing how that SD card and also the CPU is faster. I like the way it fades from the lightning into the background. And if I press the Windows key, there you go, it comes up. A bit slower than the Pi 5, but it comes up. So obviously I'll make this available to download, but it's worth knowing that you may not have success booting from USB. I don't know why that is. I'll try and investigate it. But for the moment, if you want to try it, if you try it on an SD card, either on a Pi 4 or a Pi 5, let me know what you think. Okay, so I hope all this helps. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.